Today, I'm going to show you how I made refrigerator pickles. These are a really, really easy way to use any pickling cucumbers that you may have and not have to go through the entire canning process. I know that canning in particular is very intimidating to a lot of people. While I felt that way for a long time, the more I've done it, the less intimidating it's become. Nonetheless, I'm going to teach you today how I just made these refrigerator pickles and how absolutely easy it was and how within 2 days, they were the most delicious pickles I've ever had. We are growing these pickling cucumbers this year. We grew our own garlic, we grew our own dill. For this recipe, you're going to need your pickling cucumbers, garlic, dill. I like to use the dill flower, mustard seed, black peppercorns, vinegar, water, salt, and sugar. And you'll see a grape leaf that I use, but that is optional. I did get out my Ball Complete Book of Home Preserving. This is a ball canning book that you can buy off of Amazon or any place that sells books. And this has been insanely helpful for me in learning how to can. If you've ever wanted to, highly recommend because it really takes all questions and breaks them down simply and teaches you the most safe and effective way to can. And it has worked for me for the last few years. I highly recommend. So first I started off with 2 cups of vinegar, just regular 5% acidity white vinegar. And then into that same pan, I do 2 cups of water. And then I added in 1/4 cup of sugar and 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of salt. So it's a bit saltier than it is sweet. Then I just brought that to a boil and let all the salt and sugar dissolve, and that's your brine. Take it off the heat and let it cool. And while that's happening, I am just peeling a few cloves of garlic. These are actually garlics that we grew in our garden, and look at the size difference. I don't know why one of them just ended up looking like an elephant garlic. It's not. And I just washed a few jars. You don't have to sterilize these because they are not going on your shelf for canning. If you're gonna be canning, obviously follow the steps for sterilization by boiling the jars, but we're not doing that today. So then I added in a teaspoon of black peppercorns and a teaspoon of mustard seeds and a few cloves of garlic to each jar. And then I just chop up my cucumbers in any way that you want them to look. You can do them in these little coins, you can do them in thicker coins, you can do them into spears or whole pickles. And then you just grab a couple of dill heads. You can use dried dill, you can use fresh, just like the little straight pieces of dill. I love these dill heads. I learned this in my pickling class that I took last year. They taste absolutely incredible and they're so beautiful. I've seen these at our local food co-op and you're able to grow them really easily. I find growing dill really easy. So I did kind of some of each individual pickle, and you want to fill the jar very full. You don't have to, you can do as few as you want, but you can also fill it absolutely to the brim. So it's absolutely packed with cucumbers. And then I go and grab a grape leaf from outside. So yes, this is just like grapes, like the grapes we eat. We are growing them outside, and I grabbed a leaf for each jar. You do not have to do this step, but grape leaves, when put into pickling brine, they release tannins, and those tannins can help the pickles stay crunchier. I learned this again in my pickling class that I took, and I find that it has been great every time I've done it. I don't know how absolutely necessary it is, but I do use a grape leaf in each of mine because I've been told that it really makes a big difference. So I just take them inside, wash them, and then shove one raw grape leaf into each jar. Then you just pour that brine over the top of the contents of the jar. You literally just pour it completely to the top, add your lids and your rings, put them in the refrigerator, and in 2 days, We ate them and the kids ate the entire jar in one sitting. They were absolutely delicious. 10 out of 10, super easy. You don't need any special equipment. You just need the ingredients, some jars, and that's it. I hope you guys liked this video and that this was helpful for you. I wanted to make it clear and straightforward and to the point. And that's fridge pickles. Enjoy.